Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. We got some pretty big breaking news going on right now that happened around 2 minutes ago, so I felt like I had to go pop in a video. Concord is now officially done. Concord, the game, is now getting mass refunds on Steam, on PlayStation. The game itself apparently is not going free to play, which makes absolutely no sense to me at all. If anybody made the game, did the marketing, did the branding, animations, trailers, at least try to go make it free to play. And of course, as well, like, this is just crazy to go and see. Right now, there's unironically 55 people playing the game. The game is dead on arrival, and I've never seen a game kind of go from, well, basically like a 50%, people were a little bit hyped up on the trailer, to instantly zero as fast as any game out here. So let's go talk about the press release, talk about what happened, kind of get my thoughts, and I would love to hear all of your thoughts and comments down below, because this has been one for the history books of how poorly this game launch has gone. So subscribe if you guys are new, if you guys like gaming news. We have the Twitter and Twitch room down below, so if you guys want to go follow, and this is just crazy. So first and foremost, right now, just right now, I just also tweeted out myself and highlighted it. PlayStation, the official PlayStation account, so I don't think it's a troll, an official update from Concord, from Firewalk Studios. They just did the tweet, just went live. We'll see how viral or how many people notice or talk about it. But this is, I'm gonna do a quick read through of it and kind of just prove it's real, from blog.playstation.com. An important update on Concord. And this is nuts. Like I said, this game right now is currently at 55 players on Steam. Now, there's a few people probably playing on PlayStation as well, but I've almost never seen a game do and perform so utterly, massively disappointingly that they are offering refunds on every single platform. Usually, I know it's a little bit greedy, and I actually kind of appreciate PlayStation for doing this. I'm not sure why they are, but I do appreciate it. Maybe because it's a multiplayer game, and with 55 people playing the game, you literally cannot get a lobby. You probably can, but you're most likely not going to. And if anything, shout out to Dado. I saw Dado, I think he was the only one I saw that got a sponsored stream for this somehow, probably because due to the similarities of Destiny. So hopefully he gets paid, and if he does not, I'm mad. I'm upset about it. But anyway, an important update on Concord. Concord fans, we've been listening closely to your feedback since the launch of Concord on PlayStation 5 and on PC, and want to thank everyone who has joined the journey aboard the North Star. Your support and your passion, this passionate community, has grown around the game, has meant the world to us. I don't know that if there was too much of a passionate community, because I just saw a lot of people complaining about low player count, the game being kind of sluggy, a pretty decent amount of the DEI, where it's people are why do we have these characters? They're not fun to play, very generic, or whatever it might be. Lots of controversies, lots of drama. It's not the best experience when it comes to this game. However, while many qualities of the experiences we resonated with the players, we also recognize that other aspects of the game and our initial launch didn't land the way we'd intended. Therefore, at this time, we have decided to take the game offline beginning September 6th. So in just a few days, literally, this thing came out at 11 o'clock. It's already September 3rd. This game has 3 days left, and they're going to be exploring other options, including those that will be better reach for our players. So, you know how I kind of talked about how this game should have gone free to play, or that was my thoughts? There is a small chance that it does do this, because they're saying other options. Maybe some people want a single player experience to kind of flesh out the characters more, so we kind of know what the world and environment is like. I'm on the opposite side, where just make the game free to play. You already made the game. You have all these ideas and battle passes and everything. Maybe work in a few little microtransactions. Maybe you actually do some battle passes and then launch the game. People enjoyed the game. The game itself actually fundamentally was not a bad game, but they didn't enjoy it enough to actually want to play the game. Getting a peak of 140 players on a day, only a week into launch, that is ridiculous. We saw a 700 user cap on Steam. And don't forget, people can also refund games if it's within the first 2 hours. So it also could have been just someone buying the game, playing the game, realizing no one else is playing the game. The long term of the multiplayer is going to be dead, so they refund the game. So it's also then costing them, not necessarily money, but it does kind of affect the standings on Steam, probably looks bad on PlayStation. There is other outside elements that also are affected with this whole situation. But having a 110 player peak, look at this chart. This chart is abysmal for a 6v6 multiplayer game. Because don't forget, if you only have 42 people playing the game, that's what, like 3 lobbies in one unfilled one, or maybe bots involved. Like this, that's just an unironic dead game. So while we determine the best path ahead, which I do think just release the game free to play, maybe some microtransactions, battle pass, we don't really like that nowadays, but that's what makes the game survive. Try it on out and see, and if it still falters, just give it up. Like, just move on. Like, sometimes you got to take the L, and this is a $150 million L. Like, this is just a massive L. The game itself, I don't think they had the soul, the passion. They tried, but I think it was just a little bit too late, a little bit too much money, and not enough like actual fun gameplay. I enjoyed it, but you need like something that ties it on in. You need like a little bit more balancing. You need a little bit more fun characters. You need funner maps. Like, it was cool at a core, but like I said, you just needed more, especially for a $40 price tag, and especially for a multiplayer game, especially with other better options out there. Even look at Deadlock that's been coming out, been loving the game. Look at things like Valorant, loving the game. Look at games like, you know, even like Overwatch. All this point, they're all free, better versions of the game with more maps, more characters, more soul, bigger community, faster matchmaking, ranked, like all this stuff that matters a lot in a competitive game. And while they do have microtransactions and battle passes, which I do actually respect Concord devs for trying to make a pure gaming experience. Think like an old school like 007 version back, you know, from like 1998. Pure game, single player, multiplayer with your buds was a fun time. But it sometimes just doesn't make money. And of course, right now, money is a big concern for most users, especially for video games. I myself did not want to spend $40. For the beta, I checked it out. I didn't hate it, but I already knew $40, wouldn't buy it day one. If it was free the entire time, who knows? I might even be still playing the game if I liked it. Probably not, because it wasn't that good of a game. It was like a very mid-game at best. Like, just let's be honest. But like, you know, there would be some people who'd maybe check it out because it is a free-to-play game. So anyway, I'm kind of yapping over here, but right now, Concord sales will cease immediately. And we will begin to offer a full refund for all gamers who have purchased the game for PS5 or even for PC. Full refund. This is great for PlayStation to do this because it is a multiplayer game. If you can't find a multiplayer game with 33 players in your game, is it really meant to be even bought at this point? If it's a pure multiplayer game, no, there is nothing going on here, and I agree. Like, I generally, this is actually a nice thing for PlayStation to do. Sucks the game flop. Nice to see this, though. If you purchase the game for PS5 from the PlayStation Store or PlayStation Direct, a refund will be issued back to your original payment method. Curious how they're going to do the Concord PS5 controller, though. I think they were expecting Concord to be better received, have at least a nice niche community. But yeah, no. But the controller is cool, but yeah, no. So customers who purchase from other digital storefronts will also be refunded. So think like Steam. I'm curious though, like what if you bought this on like a secondhand store? I'm not usually a big proponent of promoting secondhand stores like a G2A or like those CD Key type websites. So I'm kind of curious to how that would work because sometimes those do go on sale. I'm assuming maybe you might be screwed, which I'm not usually the biggest supporter of those anyway, so that kind of sucks, but I'm not really sure. So basically, Steam Store will be refunding players who bought the game over these next coming days. Steam will send confirmation of the refund once it's been processed. Epic Game Store will refund players who bought the game over the coming days and will contact each customer directly to confirm that the refund has been processed. Other retailer refunds. For customers who have purchased a physical copy at a retailer location outside of PlayStation directly, please refer to the refund process of the retailer you purchased it from to obtain your refund. So this actually might be a problem. Mainly because, like, let's say you bought this physically. I'm sure there's not that many people who did. The game's living out for a few days. You might be able to, like, so you could probably even show them this blog and be like, the game is dead. Like, the game's done. Like, the game is not, you can basically be like, hey, this is not an actual working product from PlayStation. Not like Walmart or Target or Amazon's fault. From, like, PlayStation. If they have any issues, that does sometimes happen. But I think if you literally were like, hey, like, look at PlayStation's tweets, messages, news, the game itself is not even available. I bought this 3 days ago. I don't want to say it's a scam. I don't think PlayStation ever was trying to scam with this, but you can maybe even say that they're having issues, like you got scammed and need your money back, just in case. Like, you don't really, like, you know what I mean? Like, you got to like play the wording a little bit. Like, you have a random, like, 40-year-old woman who's never played Concord or even heard of like what this is, and they barely know what a Nintendo is. No offense, there's probably some 40-year-old women out there that are awesome gamers, don't get me wrong, but like, you know what I mean, like the vibe of it. And so it's okay if you got to stretch in case you got to get your money back. So once refunded though, players will no longer have access to the game itself. The game itself is done. Concord is dead. This took like a week, like unironically a few days, and this game just was done. So it was dead on arrival. I'm surprised they didn't just go free to play. They might in the next near like few months maybe remake the game, but as of right now it is fully offline in 3 days. So enjoy it if you did, or enjoy the video. Subscribe if you guys are new. We have the Twitter and Twitch room down below. I appreciate you guys so much for watching. We'll have some more videos all throughout today, and well, just rip Concord, bro.